Yo, what's going on, yo? I'm JB Hoops, and today I'm breaking down the game of a potential lottery pick, that being the 6'9" freshman out of Baylor, Jeremy Sochan. He's really skilled and super versatile, can do a lot of things with the basketball on both ends of the court, and with his size and skill set, I can see him being a lottery pick. So let's break down his game. First, I want to quickly go over his stats for the season. Sochan averaged 9.2 points, 6.4 rebounds and 1.8 assists per game, along with 1.3 steals and 0.7 blocks on the defensive side, shooting a solid 47.4% from the field, a decent 29.6% from deep, and a pretty poor 58.9% from the line. All this in just over 25 minutes a game, but it's not the numbers that really jump out to you, because there's so many things he does on the court that don't show up on the stat sheet. I think his most valuable attribute is his defensive versatility. He's got the size at 6'9", 230, as well as the length, with over a 7-foot wingspan, to handle 4s and 5s on the interior, combined with quick enough foot speed to guard on the perimeter, and the IQ, anticipation, and awareness to be an impactful help defender. Sochan is just an all-around defensive monster, and has switchability rivaling anyone in the class. I think Sochan is going to be a plus defender right away, and you can count on him giving all his energy on defense every game. He's also pretty disciplined as a defender. He can lock up on the perimeter, keeping his hands out, but he's also great at staying vertical when contesting at the rim. Though there is a few things on defense which he isn't the best at, he can be foul prone, mostly due to his aggressiveness going for steals and blocks, and he's not a great vertical athlete, which kind of holds him back when trying to challenge guys at the basket, so he just doesn't have that vertical pop to contest some big time finishes. But overall, Sochan is an amazing defender, one of the best in the class, and that's probably the key reason he's going to be a top 20 pick minimum in this year's draft. Next up, onto his finishing. Jeremy Sochan is a very good finisher. He has super soft touch around the basket and shot about 75% at the rim this season. He's great at using his large frame to carve out space under the basket and get off easy shots around the rim. He often goes to his spin move back to his right, using his size, length, and footwork to his advantage. He can also be effective in the dunker spot, finishing off plays, but I also think he holds a lot of value as a roll man, especially since he's such a great playmaker and has the ability to put the ball on the floor. Sochan is pretty good at finishing through contact, and he's also pretty good at finishing with his left hand. He also has great footwork around the basket, and his NBA frame just allows him to get so many easy buckets, and I have a lot of faith in his finishing ability translating to the NBA. Now onto his shooting ability. Sochan's jump shot definitely needs work. The 3-point percentage is alright at just under 30% on pretty solid volume at 2.8 attempts per game, indicating he doesn't really have any issues firing them up. He doesn't have the prettiest jumper, he kinda has a slingshot motion, and he often struggles to get on balance when he's shooting, which results in some pretty terrible misses, and his jumper is just quite inconsistent overall with the form. In saying that, I think he'll be a solid 3-point shooter eventually, he just might struggle early on. But what concerns me even more than that is the terrible 58.9% from the stripe. His form from the line definitely isn't pretty, and his release is a little clunky. It needs a lot of work if he wants to get consistent minutes down the stretch. So that's probably the biggest area of improvement I have for Sochan. Jeremy Sochan has a very solid handle for a guy his size, and with that he pretty much becomes a mismatch for anyone. He's too big and strong for wings, but he's too quick for big men. He can attack closeouts and get to the rim easily, and at times he's even been able to create off the dribble for himself in the half court. Most of the time when Sochan puts the ball on the floor in the half court, he's taking it to the rim. But he has a solid pull-up jumper in the mid-range, and with his length and touch, it's almost an unguardable shot. He loves his spin fall-away shot, and it's pretty damn nice, but there's also been a few times where he's missed pretty badly on him. But with his touch, I really like his shot creation potential. On the season, Sochan shot 40.3% on 2s outside of the restricted area, and if he can continue to develop that pull-up, it's only going to make him so much more of a matchup issue in the half court. At this point, the main issue with his shot creation is the actual scoring part of the shot. He's pretty good at creating space, he's very good at manipulating the defense and forcing help, but he isn't the most proficient scorer, reflected by the 9.2 points per game scoring average. Whilst I don't think he's going to be a big time scorer in the league, I think eventually he'll be able to create his own shot to an effective level and be a pretty efficient offensive player. Sochan is a very good playmaking forward. He reads the floor well, makes quick decisions, and is able to exploit defenses that overhelp or fall asleep. What impresses me the most about Sochan's playmaking is the fact he only turns 19 in May, making him one of the younger guys in this class. But he also has a great handle for a guy his size. It's not up to the level of someone like Paolo Banchero or Tari Eason, but very good for a guy who's 6'9". His handle opens a whole new level to his game. He can grab and go on the glass, push the pace, and get his teammates easy looks in transition with his excellent passing instincts. I think Jeremy Sochan is this draft class Swiss Army knife. He can kind of give you a little bit of everything, and he's excellent on defense. He has great size and an NBA frame, a very high basketball IQ, and he's also on the younger side of guys in this class. I think he's pretty much a lock to be a top 20 pick at this point, and I wouldn't be surprised if someone takes him towards the end of the lottery, because that's just how good I think he is. That's all I got for this one. Leave a like if you enjoyed, comment down below, subscribe for more. Road to 500, need 500 by the end of the month. Let's get it. JB Hoops.